What's up, everybody? How are you guys doing? And welcome back to Marketing with Dom, the #1 OnlyFans trainer in the business. And today we're going to talk about how I built an OnlyFans agency and how you can do the same. What's up, everybody? Let's get into it. So we're going to talk about how to build an OnlyFans agency. First things first, get some skill or know your skill. I say this to be honest because like any other industry, this is going to be a billion-dollar business. It's like if you want to be a record label, if you're trying to be a modeling agency, these are all around the same business models, just OnlyFans has a little bit of things that are a little bit different, which means it is just getting started for independent creators across the platform for them to be able to make money like this. These kind of platforms have been around for a very long time, but people are now seeing the power in it, and you're probably watching this video like, yo, how do I build an agency here so I can make some money? Here's what I want to tell you. First thing you need to do is care. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. I'm going to tell you this. You need to care about the business you are in. And it's not just about making money, but understand you're in the business of people, and you do have to get into a manner where you're making money, but also you have to understand that caring truly does matter. If you don't care about the creators and what you're doing and the legacy you're trying to build for them and what they're going to do, you are going to mistreat it and treat it negligently. And I'm telling you, I've seen a lot of people in this industry trying to make an extreme amount of money, but they have mistreated the business because all they cared about the money, and then it will show very soon when things go wrong because you're dealing with people and there's ups and downs, and you have to understand how to do that. I'm not saying go about to lose a bunch of money in exchange to care a lot, but you do need to understand that these are people that you're dealing with and create it. So let's talk about how to build an agency. First things first, like I say, learn the industry, how the platform works. If you don't actually have an OnlyFans yourself, you need to get on OnlyFans and you need to see how the platform works. You need to understand how it moves, how it adjusts, the things, the pros and cons. Because even watching my videos, because I'm going to have a bunch of videos about this stuff, you're not going to really understand it because you haven't seen it and touched it. It's like watching a video about how to build a car, but never actually building the car in the same process. So the very first step for you to build an agency is to get a creator. Claim your stake in the ground. And this is what I mean by that is a lot of people are secretly trying to become OnlyFans agencies and they don't really want to say, yo, this is what I'm doing. The biggest change in my business, how I went from making only like $2,000 to $3,000 a month to over $20,000 to $30,000 a month came from when I made the decision that this is what I'm going to do and I'm going to do whatever it takes to learn the business model. So, and like I say, when you first started, you got to understand how the platform works, how it moves and stuff like that so that you can truly get the understanding of what you're working with. It's like trying to tell people you're a mechanic, but they're like, yo, have you ever touched the car? No, I've never touched the car before, but I'm a mechanic. Are you a chef? Well, I've never been in a kitchen. You got to understand the platform. Second, the legal and legality stuff is very, very simple. I market myself as a marketing business. Even though I'm an agency, the truth is I'm a marketing agency for OnlyFans creators. So therefore, I do marketing tactics, and I've had to learn how to move around a little bit differently because in the industry of that, we do non-adult and adult content. The non-adult content is a little bit easier, but it's harder to grow in its own manner because you really have to build a fan base around people who really want to buy the product. So as an agency, you have to figure out how to put yourself in that position to really do that. You know, and for you to understand what you are going to sell in a niche, you could be niche oriented across so many different ways. You could be the Instagram guy for OnlyFans creators. You could be the Twitter guy for OnlyFans creators. You could be the Reddit guy for OnlyFans creators. You could be the actual agency that's full blown like me, but it took me like 2 years to get here. I had to really understand the platform to get here. If I would have just started doing Instagram or started some other simple platform, I think my journey would have been a lot easier. But maybe not as rewarding, right? Because I took a bigger risk to make a bigger biscuit. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to really take the risk in hand. So for you to build it, let's start off with what you're focused on, which is what are you going to do for your customer, period. To build an agency, you got to know what you're going to give your customer. That is so important. And a lot of times with agencies that come and talk to me, I'm like, what do you offer? Well, growth. Well, how? They're like, well, I don't really want to say how. I'm like, yo, I give it all away. If you watch my YouTube video, I talk about all sorts of things that we do. I talk about 99% of the things we do. Why? Because it's not about people knowing what you do. It's if they can execute. I will always pay the fee for those who can succeed. You know what I mean? And see, this is the thing. It's not about, you got to realize that people have a nature of wanting people who are experts in the space to execute the duties that are needed, regardless if they know how to do it. I know how to build a website, but I still pay a website developer. I know how to do things, but I still pay the people to do it. You want to know why? Because I don't have the time, or I don't even want to do it. And if I don't want to do it, I need to pay someone to do it and who's going to get it done. So therefore, as you being an agency, if you want to get started, you have to figure out what you are going to be offering. What is your thing? And then tell people what you're going to do. I have creators all the time. They're like, is that what you do? I'm like, yeah. They're like, well, I can do that myself. Yes, you can, but will you though? That's the real question. Will you though? And for you to understand how to build an agency image. The reason why I built Marketing with Dom and started talking about it is because I realized that I had to be the person who talked about it because I couldn't find any information to help me. And the more people you help, the more you grow. I have people who've made $20,000, $30,000 a month from my advice because they were executors. And then I've had people who are making $4,000 or $5,000 like, yo, I don't have the time. I need you to do it. They pay me us our money. We do our thing. We combine and make money together. So first things first, figure out what niche you're going to be in. And this is why I can't really give directions. So let's talk about if you're going to be in the marketing space. One, get an LLC, right? Limited liability. You don't really need an LLC if it's just you, but if you have partners, you do because you're going to be split partnership. But if it's just you don't need an LLC. You can do a DBA, very, very simple, okay? From there, you need to make sure that you understand what your parameters are. You're selling a service. It's not like because of what they're doing on OnlyFans that you're physically responsible unless you're giving them other creators and people to work with. And you're not actually in the industry. You're just a marketer. You're just doing your job. So a lot of times people ask questions like, what am I supposed to do if they're doing this and that? It's not your responsibility. They're also their own business person. You're selling B2B. As an agency, they are their own business, and I'm selling to them. So how to build an OnlyFans agency, you know, the first thing you got to understand is what you're selling to the person, two, what you're offering and what they're going to get in return, and then express to them how you're going to do it. If you're just getting started, find your first creator, make a terrible deal, and get paid to learn. I'm not joking. My first couple deals with my creators were fucking trash. It was trash. I wasn't getting paid for my time. I was getting paid to learn. That was the reality because I didn't know everything. And because that person gave me enough respect to grow and learn in that same time, what I was able to do was learn a lot, okay? So your biggest thing that you want to be able to do if you're building OnlyFans agency is get your first creator and figure this shit out. I would say sales are so important to be on any other business, so I don't care what you're doing, but you need to be able to get to a creator and have them trust you. A lot of times people are fearful of doing that because they're like, well, I don't know everything, and if I don't know everything, how am I going to get someone to pay you? Give them a fucking amazing deal and work your ass off and learn the system and build the business. This is a real business. Learn the systems, how it works, and then from there, start to adjust. My first business partner in the business was a creator. I was like, yo, let's do an agency. I'll do all the back end shit. I did it. She ended up quitting because it was way too much work because doing a content creation and an agency is hard work. It's not easy to be both. And she wanted to be super involved, but she didn't truly understand the business model. So in her head, she was like, I don't get it, right? But we're not talking about that. We're talking about how do you build a business. You have to start off with selling your first creator because sales are going to be so important in driving your business to the next level because it's like any other business. There's a turnover rate. You know, why do people quit? I've had people quit for having their privacy violated, stuff being sent to someone they didn't want it to be sent to, all these reasons why. So to be able to sell and have an understanding of the platform is super important, and I think that's more important than anything else because if you can't sell, it doesn't matter how good you are if no one's buying from you. So if you're getting ready to build yourself an agency, focus on what you know your product is and what you're going to offer. Package that offer until someone purchases it, and then you continue selling it, and you continue to adjust it. You know, if someone's purchasing something from you, you got to just keep growing till you're making a significant income. Stick into the lane that is working. So I had to move, figure out what people wanted me to do. The biggest way for me to build an agency is I ask creators, what can I help them with? I know that seems cliche, but I'm in reality. So this is me for the video today is like what I wanted to tell you is to figure out what you're going to sell, what your skills are, figure out who or what you're going to be able to do. And if you want to work with me and my team and become part of our agency team, like we train agencies how to do it. It does cost money, so I don't want to hear anybody be like, can I do it for free? No, we spent over $100,000+ learning this industry, and really I think it'd be crazy for me to give that information away for free because there's not many people giving that information out. But I'm always trying to drop eggs for you guys so that you can understand it and go figure it out for yourself. It's not impossible, and I promise you that. I'm not hiding things from you. I tell you everything. If you watch all my YouTube videos and rush through it, I'm giving out all the eggs. The question is, can you put a system that does it frequently and does it does it on time and executes their duties and able to sell to people who want the service. It's like any other business. It's hard work, and therefore you got to put in the time and energy to do it. So, like I said, if you really want to join my team, if you really want to learn about the agency business and how to do it, this is for people who are doing it, not for wanting to figure out if they're going to do it or not. This is for people who are going to do it. You're already in it. You want to figure it out. Go down below, click on the link, and then set up a consultation call with me, because we get on a call because I want to make sure it's right for you, right? Because I don't want to sell you something and it not be right for you. You be upset, because I really want to know where you're going, how you're trying to do this, and how you're trying to build this so I can get you to the next level. All right, it's your boy Marketing with Dom. I hope you have a blessed and wonderful day, and please make sure you continuously grow yourself and subscribe to my channel, because we out here to get gold.